So what is going on, guys? Welcome to another Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 video. Today we're going to be taking a look at all of the variants we will be getting in the Garden Warfare 2 beta starting tomorrow, January the 14th until January the 18th. Now I was lucky enough to be invited down to EA in Guildford early in December to go and check out Garden Warfare 2 and the beta. I was also able to record a lot of footage for you guys, so we're going to be taking a look at all the character variants in today's video in action. So if you wanted to know what they look like and what they do before you do unlock them in the beta, then this is the video for you. Now, if you don't want any spoilers about the variants in the beta, then I'll probably click away from this video now, but I'm sure a lot of you want to know about these variants, so let's get straight into this video. So we are going to be getting 30 character variants in the Garden Warfare 2 beta. This includes the standard characters from Garden Warfare 1, including the standard classes for the brand new characters as well, such as the Pea Shooter, the Citron, Super Brains, Captain Deadbeard, Foot Soldier, things like that. The standard class for them characters are going to be included in the 30 characters. Now each class will have one new variant as well, with the exception of the Imp and Z-Mech, and of course the Scientist, which will have two variants in the beta. Now these new Imp and Z-Mech Scientists, because they have an extra one, are going to be the very special legendary classes, which we will talk about a little more into the video. But I do want to say a big thank you to MoonLiteWolf, who is a very good friend of mine. She played the beta in San Francisco. She was able to play as the Computer Scientist as well as the Grass Effect Z7 Mech, which I was not able to do. So I want to say a big thank you to MoonLiteWolf for her footage, which will be shown in this video. Her links will be down in the description to her YouTube and also her Twitch channel, because she does stream quite a lot. Now, we won't be talking about the standard variants in this video, such as Citron, Rose, Pea Shooter, etc., but we will be looking into those variants for those characters. So these are the variants that we will be getting for the Plants team. We have the Rock Pea Shooter, we have the Yeti Chomper, we have the Vampire Flower, the Zen Cactus, Frozen Citron, Druid Rose, and Mob Cob. Now for the zombies, it is going to be the Scuba Soldier, it is going to be the Roadie Z Engineer, the Zoologist, the Moto X Stir, the Pylon Imp, Cosmic Brains, and Captain Sharkbite. Now there's also two legendary characters which I did talk about. This is the Computer Scientist for the Scientist class, and also the Grass Effect Z7 Imp and Mech for the Imp class. So those are all of the brand new variants that we are going to be getting in Garden Warfare 2, but of course along them we will be getting the standard characters like the Pea Shooter and things like that. Now I'm sure a lot of you are really excited about these brand new variants, but just keep in mind the original character classes may have changed, so they may be different from the original Garden Warfare. So I would still recommend playing as them in the beta. Even if you don't play as them much, I would still recommend playing as them, because they may be completely different to Garden Warfare 1. They may do more damage, they may have a faster rate of fire, things like that could be completely different because they are balancing in the entire game. So I would recommend playing as all of them in the beta, because you may like them in Garden Warfare 2, but you did not like them in Garden Warfare 1. But like I said, today we're only going to be focusing on all of the brand new variants, because that is what I think you guys are most interested in. So we're going to be taking a look at the gameplay of these variants in action in this video, and I will tell you my opinion of these characters. So first off, we are going to be taking a look at the Plants team, and we will start off with the Rock Pea Shooter. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to play much of this character during the time I had playing the beta, but what I do know about this character is that it has a 150 health, so more than the standard Pea Shooter. It also does a damage of around 35 for a direct hit, but we don't know what the direct hit damage will be for the standard Pea Shooter. It may have been reduced to balance the game, because the rate of fire may be faster than the Rock Pea Shooter. Now, what I've also noticed is that it doesn't seem to have a very big splash damage range, because of course it's firing rocks, and that's not something that's going to get splashed around. The next variant we have is the Yeti Chomper. Now this character I never played as in multiplayer, I only used it in the Flag of Power, so don't use the damage in the gameplay of this character as an example of what the damage of this character will be like, but I really did enjoy this Chomper because it does have a ranged attack. Now one thing I do want to note is that the Chomper's main attack does start to dip the further you fire, so it's not going to exactly hit where you are aiming, so you will need to predict where your shot will land depending on the distance you are firing at. At close range, it isn't much of an issue, but if you are firing from a distance, then it will be a little bit more tricky to be able to hit your target, because of course that attack will start to dip and it will hit probably shorter than you would expect. Now, another cool thing about this Chomper, which I'm sure most of you know about, is that this is the ice variant for the Chomper class, so this can also freeze the zombies, and because you have a ranged attack, if you can freeze them from a distance, it's going to help you a lot better to be able to get close to them, to then get behind them, and then swallow them. Now the next character we have is the Vampire Flower. Again, I only use this character in the Flag of Power, so don't use the damage output as an indication of this character. I also want to mention that this character regenerates health from doing damage to enemies, so for characters in the Flag of Power, this would be a brilliant character to use. You can use this character with your friends, you can heal each other with your heal beam, you can also put down heal flowers from the ability to be able to heal yourself as well. You can also use the potted plants either for offensive or defensive with heal flowers, or you could use like attackive plants to help you capture and defend the garden as well. And also you can regain health when you are firing at zombies, so this is just going to be a character that can heal teammates very easily, and you can also heal yourself easily. So if you've got a team of 4 Vampire Flowers on the Flag of Power, this would definitely be an amazing character to use. Now one thing I do want to mention as well is that if you are using your Sunbeam, which is one of your abilities for the Sunflower, you do not regain health when you in this ability, so just make sure you are aware of that, because you may start to get used to healing yourself when you are firing at enemies, but of course because the health of this is pretty low, it's only 75, if you are using the Sunbeam on multiplayer and someone is firing at you, you are most likely going to die, because of course you are not regaining health when you are doing damage to that zombie. The next character we have is the Zen Cactus. Now this character is very unique because her ammo is floating around her head. That means that the zombies can see how much ammo she's got, and this can be very, very important, because the special thing about this character is that the less ammo she has, the more damage she will do. So you have to decide if you want to use the last 2 shots you may have floating around your head to take out a zombie, with the risk that if you miss, you will need to reload, or you would prefer to play it safe and reload, but then of course you will do less damage because you have more ammo around you. So for example, what I mean by this is you may have 6 bullets in your clip. The first bullet is going to do 20 damage on a direct hit, the next one may do 30, the one after that may do 40, the next one after that may do 50, and the final bullet will do 60 damage. So you have to judge up whether you want to use them last 2 bullets, where if you do hit them on target, you could do 50 damage and then 60 damage, which is 110 in total. Or would you prefer to reload, so then you're going to start out at the low end damage of around 30, 40, 50, and then you'll have to do more shots to take them out. That is something which I think is really unique with this character, because they can see how much ammo you have around your head, and also they know how much damage you can do, but it's really awesome because then you have to judge up whether you think you should reload or not reload yet and try and use your more powerful shots. So I think that's a really, really cool character to use. And also, just remember the Zen Cactus is bright purple, so she's pretty easy to spot. The next variant we have is Frozen Citron. This is the ice variant for the Citron character class. It fires an ongoing beam that will gradually freeze the zombies, and this character can blend in very well with snowy type maps, and we will be getting one of them in the beta called Frosty Creek. Now we can blend in with these maps, especially when in Citron mode, which of course you can use hyper kind of ability when in Citron mode, which makes you move faster. You can also use some kind of charged ability as well that can then shoot forward, damage zombies, and can also vanquish them. So I think that's a pretty good ability. Now one thing I do want to mention is that I would recommend using the energy shield to stop the zombies attacking you while you try and freeze them, because of course when they are frozen, they cannot damage you at all, so then you don't need your energy shield out. So I would definitely recommend having your energy shield out while you do try and freeze them. Once they are frozen, you can then put your energy shield down and let it recharge. The next variant we have is Druid Rose, which was one of my favourite characters in the beta. Now this is the toxic variant of Rose, and we have seen gameplay of her before, but I just wanted to put that in today's video because of course you've not seen gameplay of the official beta, so that is why I wanted to show some today. And the best thing about this character is that her weapon is called Toxic Volley, and it sort of locks onto zombies, so you don't need to be the most accurate player to still be good with this character. The only downside to it sort of locking onto zombies is you may have a brown coat right next to a zombie, and you may be firing and it may try and lock onto the brown coat rather than the player, and that's the only downside I can think of right now with this character. Now you can also use her abilities to your advantage, like you can freeze them in time using the time snare. You can also turn them into goats using Goatify, but just be aware when they are a goat they can headbutt you, so make sure you are aware of that. But you can even use an ability called Arcane Enigma, which makes you invincible for a few seconds. Rose is also the support class for the plants team, so she would be the character building the teleporters and the guardian crystals, which are very similar to the engineer's kind of turrets to defend the teleporter in Herbal Assault. So you can do a good amount of damage playing as this character. You can be pretty attackive with the abilities she does have, and you can also help your team out in Herbal Assault because you're going to be the one building the teleporter. Now, the final variant we have for the plants team we're going to be taking a look at is Mobcob. This character not only looks good, but packs a good amount of damage as well. Now, I'm not 100% sure on what is special about this character variant. I will have to look more into that when the beta does come out, but I believe it has a faster rate of fire than the normal Colonel Corn, so this variant will be much effective up close, and the abilities for Colonel Corn are also pretty awesome. Now, you have like the Shook Shot, which is very similar to the ZPG, but it seems to be a little bit more difficult to aim. I'm going to have to practice that a bit. I don't know if it's because I was on like a bigger TV and I'm not used to it, but they do have some really good abilities. They all work very well with each other for an offensive plant, and I even sometimes use the Husk Hop, which is the one where you'd kind of dive in the air and you kind of fire below you. I even use that sometimes to either just get up high somewhere or to just get further forward quicker, so I'm sure some of you will probably do that as well. But that is it for the plants variants. We are now going to take a look at the zombie side, but let me know in the comments down below which is your favourite variants from the ones I've just talked about. Which ones are you most excited about playing in the Garden Warfare 2 beta? Let me know in the comments down below. The first variant we have for the zombies team is called the Scuba Soldier. Now, this is a variant for the Foot Soldier class. It has 2 bullets before it needs to reload, but the unique thing about this character variant is that every one of its bullets leaves like a sonar radar on the floor, and any plant that walks past it or gets hit by it will become visible through anything for that player for a few seconds. It's going to highlight them with like bright green colours through any object, so if they hide behind a wall and they was hit by this sonar radar, you are going to be able to see them through that wall. You know exactly where they are, and then you can either tell your friends where they are, or you can just be aware of that when you do play a specific game mode objective. Now, this sonar radar is only unique to yourself, not your entire team, so like I said, you would have to tell your friends exactly where they are, but this can be very good for objective gamers. If you're playing Gardens and Graveyards, or you're playing like an objective game mode like Suburbanation, and you manage to hit a few plants, then you're going to know exactly where they are. You can then maybe tell your friends to come in from a different direction, or if you want to kind of counter where these plants are, you are going to be able to do that because, of course, like I said, once again, they're going to be highlighted green through any object, so you're going to know exactly where they are. Now, the next zombie variant we have is the Rhodey Z Engineer. Usually, I don't enjoy the Engineer classes too much, but I really enjoyed this one. Now, its weapon is called the Eradicator and shoots sound waves towards the plants. Now, it's a close range attack, so you cannot do this from a distance, but it is a fully automatic. By that, all you need to do is hold the trigger down, and it will constantly keep firing. And I really enjoyed playing as this variant. Its health is also 150, which is more than the standard Engineer class, so I think because you need to get very close to the plants, they'll give you a little bit more health to make it a little bit more balanced. And they also tried out the brand new turret for the Engineer class, which is called the Big Bolt Blaster, and it is really, really powerful. I would definitely recommend trying that out for the Engineer class. The next variant we have is the Zoologist. Now, this scientist weapon is called Porcupine's Revenge, and all you need to do to fire this weapon is hold down the fire button. Very similar to the Astronaut, where all you needed to do was simply hold down the trigger. That is all you need to do with this character. Now, the difference between this one and the Astronaut is that the Astronaut seems to have a base damage no matter where you fired from. This one seems to have about 30 to 40 damage close, and then it's of course going to be a lot less at a distance. Now, just remember, the gameplay from this video is the flag of power, so do not use the damage output in this video as what the character will be like. But like I said, I believe the damage for this character is around 30 to 40 at close range. Now, you can use it at a distance as well, but it doesn't really do that much damage, so I don't really think it's worth going and trying to vanquish someone from a distance. But like, I've not played as this character much. I've not played at this one in multiplayer. All I've done is play this one against other weeds, but not in the flag of power, so it's going to be showing the realistic damage output. So I need to play more of this character in the beta before I give you my opinion of this character. The next variant we have is the Moto X Stir. This character fires dirt at its opponents. Now, I don't exactly remember if I got attacked by this character or not myself, so I don't know if it maybe blocks your screen's vision a little bit to make it more difficult for you to attack them, because you do see mud all over the plants that have been fired at from this character. Now, the damage of this character is lower than the standard All-Star. The rate of fire may be increased, but like I said, I need to play as this one more before I do give you my opinion, but I'm just sure there will be something special about this character. We just don't know what it is yet. Like I said, I couldn't remember if I had been attacked by one of these characters when I was playing the beta, so I don't know if your screen is slightly covered to make it a little bit more difficult, because you can see that there is mud all over the characters' faces when they are attacked by this variant. The next variant we are going to be taking a look at is the Pylon Imp. Now, this variant is pretty cool. The Imp itself only has 50 health, which is not a lot, but its weapon is a 2-burst shot. Now, the damage of this weapon is pretty high, but just remember 50 health is not a lot, and a lot of things could take this Imp out pretty easily. Now, when it gets its Z-Mech, it's completely different. The mech has a giant cone with one wheel underneath it. Now, its health is 350, which is lower than the standard mech at 400, so the health for the Z-Mech is also lower, but its weapon is pretty powerful. It's like a slow rate of fire, but it's pretty explosive. Now, one thing that is special about mechs is that each one has their own special abilities. Well, this Z-Mech can have cones that it places on the floor that will explode when the plants get near it. This is basically the zombie version for the potato mine, but I think it's a little bit easier to spot this than a potato mine on the ground, so we're going to have to see how effective these cones are compared to potato mines. Are they going to be easier to see, or are they going to kind of blend in with the environment? Now, the second ability that this Z-Mech has, it kind of sprints, very similar to the sprint tackle that the All-Star does have. It's going to knock plants out of the way, and it will damage them as well. The next variant we have is Cosmic Brains. Now, this variant has 9 punches to knock the plants out. Each one of these has a different amount of damage, and it works very similar to the Zen Cactus in the way that the less punches you have left before you need to reload, the more damage you will do. So you have to kind of weigh up whether you think you will be able to take out a plant with like maybe the last 2 or 3 punches you have left, or will you need to reload and then start from the weakest punches that you have. Now, this variant can also charge up punches to do more damage, and apparently, if you charge up the last punch you have before you need to reload, this variant is going to knock them into space where they cannot be revived at all, and I think that's pretty awesome and something very unique with this character variant. Apparently, this is the only variant that can also charge its punches up, so that's something you have to note as well. Now, Cosmic Brains also has a ranged attack like all of the Super Brains variants called the Cosmic Beam, which is more of an automatic weapon rather than a straight beam. So it's not going to be a constant beam of damage, it's going to be most of a burst effect, but it's pretty awesome having a character that can fire from a range but also do some melee attacks up close. The final variant we are going to be taking a look at before the legendary characters is Captain Sharkbite, which is the variant for the Captain Deadbeard class. Now, this could possibly be from the name of it, the second cousin of the brother-in-law to the marine biologist. The names both relate to the sea, and this variant's weapon is called Snappy Shark as its shotgun weapon, and then when you do zoom in and it uses its sniper class, it is called the Extend O Cannon, which only has 6 shots. Now, the damage for the sniper class is pretty good, but this weapon fires a little slower than the regular character. So what I mean by this is as soon as you press the trigger, that bullet does not get shot out straight to the character and do damage. It takes a little bit longer to travel to the plants to be able to damage them. So if there's any plants that are moving slightly to the side, you need to try and weigh up, so you need to fire further ahead in front of it because it does take longer to reach that character. But like I said, with some of the other variants, I need to play as this character more before I make an opinion of it. So I'm definitely going to be playing as this character in the beta if I do unlock it. So now we are going to be moving on to the legendary characters. These are the most rare to find in packs, but they also have something special about them. Now, in the gameplay that you are going to see now is given to me by MoonLiteWolf, and I want to say a big thank you again. I've not played as these characters myself, so I do not know an opinion of them. So hopefully I will be able to unlock these in the beta, so I can be able to review them, record them, and play as them before the game is originally out. So first off, we have the Computer Scientist, which is the legendary variant for the Scientist class. The special ability of this character is Crunch Mode, which once in use, your screen goes green, so it's a little bit more difficult for you to see, but once this does happen, you can move faster and also do more damage. So this is going to be something that's pretty powerful when you are in Crunch Mode. If you do have some plants around you, you're going to be able to take them out a lot quicker. You're also also going to be able to run up to them quicker or get away quicker. So that's going to be something that's going to be pretty important if you are playing game modes like Gardens and Graveyards and you really want to try and capture a garden and there's a few plants on it. You can maybe go into crunch mode and take them out. Now, I've not played as this character once, so I cannot give you my opinion at all on this character, so hopefully I can unlock this in the beta and I can do a few videos on it and then give you my overall opinion then. The next and final variant we are going to be taking a look at today is the GrassFX-Z7 mech, which you can get at launch of Garden Warfare 2 by pre-ordering the game. Now, if you do not pre-order it, you can still unlock this character. You can only unlock it in packs though, but because this is a legendary character, it's the most rare characters that you can get in the game. So you're either going to be very lucky and get it straight away, or you're going to be opening a lot of packs before you do see this character. Now, unfortunately, I do not know what is special about this character variant at this moment in time. It's a legendary character, so it's going to have something very similar to crunch mode, which the computer scientist does have. So that's something that I'm going to be looking forward to in the game. Now, hopefully I will unlock this in the beta so I can do a few videos on it, but I do apologize that I do not know what is special about the legendary variant of the GrassFX-Z7 mech so far. But anyway, that is it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you do give it a like because it really does help out my channel, shows that you are enjoying these videos and that you do want to see more. And if you are new to my channel, make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you do want to see some more Garden Warfare 2 videos, because I'm going to be covering a lot of videos in the Garden Warfare 2 beta, so make sure you do stick around on my channel to see all of those videos. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. My name is ZEROxFUSIONZ, and I'll catch you guys next time.